Hi, and welcome to Rowlett on the Water on the Move. This is the December edition. I'm Todd Gottel.
And I'm Lynda.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. You know, Lynda, you can find us on the YouTube channel by going to Rowlett Texas Video or our streaming video page at rowlett.com. Well, the holidays are upon us.
That is hard to believe, that it is December.
You know, I feel like we've been doing the show for a while, but I don't feel like it's December. It's just
well, I think part of it is the weather, but they say, you know, the older you get, the faster time flies.
It does.
It is just amazing. We've had a great year, and the year is just flying by. But exciting things are happening in December.
Well, we've got a great program. You know,
Yes.
Throughout this month's show, you're going to see greetings from city employees of Rowlett. And like always, we've got a busy month in Rowlett. We've got a lot of news to share. So why don't we get started? Why don't we talk about Rowlett 2020? Realize Rowlett 2020?
Well, you know, we have spent the better part of 2 years visiting with the community, developing our vision. You know, it's hard to believe that this time last year, PGBT was opening. In December, DART's opening. The community waited 45 years for PGBT, has waited 30 years for DART. And Realize Rowlett 2020, I think, is important because it helps us finally quit talking about what's going to happen when they get here and start talking about what we want to be now that they're here.
Well, you know, what's interesting about it is, but as we've gone through this process, it really has been a journey.
Yes.
I think a lot of citizens have as they've gone through this process, have really learned a lot. We've learned a lot, really, from a council and I think staff perspective about what things are important to the citizens in our city. You know, what types of housing, what types of things are important from the standpoint of them staying here on a long-term basis.
You know, that is so true. And on November 6th, the council adopted form-based codes based on 4 particular areas. And what was so interesting, and we watched it happen, you talked about the journey, and through time, this vision really evolved to be the community's vision. Phase 1 was updating our comprehensive plan, and at that time hadn't been updated in about 10 years. Phase 2 was about implementing the vision, and as I indicated, the adoption of new zoning regulations. But the areas that we focused on were Woodside Living, and for those that aren't familiar with that area, it is the vacant property that is north of Liberty Grove between Muddy Creek and Waterview. Healthy Living, which is the area on the east side of Rowlett, just as you cross 2 Mile Bridge into Rowlett around the hospital. Signature Gateway, which for years was referred to as the Waterfront Entertainment District, which if you're going north on PGBT will be on the east side of the road. And last but not least, downtown. And it's pretty exciting that DART's going to be opening, and we've already got some interest in downtown. And
I've heard so many great things about just the fact that DART is here, the fact that the fact that of course the PGBT is complete. I've heard so many great things about. I am so glad to be here in Rowlett. We've got a lot going on, and that visioning process, in my opinion, just kind of finishes everything that we've been working on for really the past 45 years.
You bet. That is a great segue to say DART is finally
Wait, I wanted to do that.
Go ahead, Mayor, go ahead.
DART is finally here. You know, it is such an honor to be serving on council during this time. You know, we've waited 27 years we've been paying into DART. Think about that. You know, the Rowlett residents can finally enjoy a ride on the light rail connection to the Metroplex. We're part of the DART rail system.
Yes, and it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I am, as you say, delighted to be here at this part of our history. And what is so exciting is the connectivity that within the past 12 months Rowlett has enjoyed with PGBT and DART to the rest of the Metroplex. And as I indicated, we're seeing some interest downtown. We're seeing some interest from outside of the community, from developers who finally recognize that there's something to see here in Rowlett and to be a part of. And it's exciting that folks are interested in being a part of that as we implement our vision. We did a lot of celebrating at the opening.
Did. It was fun. We had a great time, and we have a great reason to celebrate.
You bet.
You know, as we talked about with the arrival of DART, it means a lot to so many citizens in this community. People that want to be able to hop on the rail and go to work, I'm just amazed at how many people are riding Dart already.
You know, as part of the documentation, if you will, for the opening of Dart, Drew Rist, who you hear us talk about, the man behind the camera, did a documentary, and on the first day of Dart, he actually rode the train to work and did not drive a car to get here. He rode his bike to one of the train stations and boarded the train, and we'll get to see his adventure this month, and I think that's so cool that on the first day he rode the train to work.
Well, it's an exciting time to live in Rowlett.
You
it
bet
really
it is.
And it really is changing the landscape of what we are as a city. You know, for so many years, we were told by developers, you just don't have access. And 66, although it's, you know, a major artery through Rowlett, it's just not, it's not access. And
That's
to be able
right.
to have Dart like rail, be able to PGPT, we are on the map. And of course, Dart is not something you just easily sign up for and they start building the rail tomorrow. We waited 27 years for this, so we
You bet.
are really celebrating.
Well, you know, on December 1st, we celebrated, as you said, we had a great time, and it was wonderful. We celebrated with the Main Street Fest, Ride the Rowlett Express, and because, as the mayor said, we were celebrating something that this community has waited for so long, we combined the elements from our
like
three most popular
I know, I was going to say,
events.
they're like my favorite three.
I know
of the
they
year.
are.
You know, we got Touch the Truck,
Yep.
which I really love. The kids love that.
Yep.
Gives them an opportunity to see all the different types of trucks in the community. We have fireworks on Main, which is sort of our 4th of July type of event that we have. So we've got a little fireworks going on. And then of course, we have our tree lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And what a better way to finish than our holiday season with the tree lighting. It kind of kicks it off.
You missed one important thing.
What's that?
Santa arrived.
Yes, that's correct.
It
Santa
did.
arrived, yes.
Absolutely. The little children found that to be the highlight of the day, was Santa came in.
Okay, I was here at the parade and I saw Santa, so I just, all right, I'm assuming so. I gave my list already, so I checked that box.
You did move right on. Well, for those that participated in the event, you know it was a great time. For those of you that didn't, there was live music, there was food, there was shopping. Citizens enjoyed a free Dart light rail train ride to and from downtown Garland. And here's a video recap in the event. You missed it.
So how does that song go? I've been working on I've been riding on the railroad, huh? Is that how it goes?
It's all good, Mayor. It's all good.
Well, I didn't Let's talk about Drew's video, okay?
I think that's
I'm
a
not
good
singing it or
idea.
anybody.
Well, as I mentioned just a minute ago, Drew, our creative services producer, made a video documenting his trip on the first day of DART to downtown Rowlett. It's important for folks to understand that Drew took the first train. That first train leaves at 4:30 a.m. That's in the morning. And that means it's really early.
Okay, girlfriend, we were there, okay? I know. I think at 3:30 to be
I'm
there.
telling
okay?
you,
Thank
well,
you very much.
trust me, it was earlier than that for me. So, but it was a really cool way to document train service. So let's watch Drew's first day.
It's 3 a.m. Time to make the coffee, eat some cereal, drink the coffee, and feed the dog. I'm Drew Rist, and I work at the city of Rowlett, but I live in Dallas. So you may be asking yourself, why is he riding his bike down Greenville Avenue in Dallas at 3:30 in the morning? Well, today, DART Light Rail service begins to downtown Rowlett, and I'm going to catch the first train, without using my car. The first train leaves from Mockingbird Station at 3:50 a.m. After a 4-minute bike ride, I buy my ticket from the kiosk using my debit card. The elevator to the train platform was out of order, but luckily there was an elevator. I don't know what to expect. How many people would be waiting for the train? Am I in the right place? Did I get the right time? Then I heard that distinctive horn. Here is the first scheduled train to downtown Rowlett. I rolled my bike onto the train and the door shut behind me. It was an exciting, little strange feeling, being the only person in my car. I then hung my bike on the bike rack they had on the train. I made sure they allowed bikes on the train by going to dart.org before my trip. If I had wanted, I could have left and locked my bike at Mockingbird Station using one of the free bike lids. The 30-minute train ride has a few stations along the way: White Rock, Lake Highlands, LBJ Skillman, Forest Jupiter, and the downtown Garland.
Now arriving, downtown Rowlett Station.
As my train arrived in downtown Rowlett, the platform was already getting full with DART and Rowlett officials. I decided to use the bike lids here and locked up my bike. News media began to show up and interviewed Mayor Todd Gottel.
This morning, we're here at 4:30 in the morning. We had our first set of riders just leave the city. It is a big day for Rowlett. We've been 30 years for this day, and I'll tell you, I think it's just hard to believe it's here.
Here's one of the first tickets bought for the DART Blue Line, and here's one of the first riders. That's Yvonne Cook. She's headed to work in downtown Dallas. As more trains arrived, the news media covered it all. DART supplied coffee, donuts, and DART schedules to the riders all morning long. That's Gary Thomas, President, Executive Director of DART, talking to City Manager Lynda. As the workday started, the parking lot filled up at a steady pace. More and more riders began showing up excited about the new rail service.
This is the final destination.
2 TV channels had live broadcasts going at the same time.
Going into downtown Dallas, it's about 40 minutes from ride.
Well, I have to say, today was a huge success. Not only did everything go as planned, but now I can ride my bike to work and enjoy the ride home.
You know, it is always important, Mayor, that we use this platform to educate our citizens on things that are important. And one of the things that we're going to be showing is how to read a water meter. And while that doesn't seem like a big deal, a lot of people don't appreciate that there are electronics that are tied to the top of the water meter box. And so people go out, and typically if you feel the need to read your water meter, something's not going well, so you're probably not in the best frame of mind when you stroll out to the front of your yard to read the water meter, and people yank the top off. Well, when that happens, the electronics come out. And we know that that has happened, and it causes folks to have to go back and reread. And so it really is an inefficient way for us to read your water meter. So we've got a video that staff has put together so that we all can be educated on how to properly read a water meter. And then we're going to see the first of the holiday greetings from city employees.
That's fun.
Using water. We do it every day, but it is something most people take for granted. Do you know how to track your water usage? It is easy to check your water meter reading or to check and see if you have a leak by using your meter. By following a few simple steps, any homeowner can monitor their own water usage and possibly could save hundreds of dollars in lost water costs. First, start by locating your water meter box. This is usually in the front of your house by the curb, but in some neighborhoods it can also be in between you and your neighbor's house by the mailboxes. Next, using either a screwdriver or a meter box key, which is available at your local hardware store for around $8, remove the lid, being careful not to disconnect any wires that are attached to the meter and the black box on the lid. Wires being cut or ripped from the meter will result in costly repairs, possibly at the homeowner's expense. With the lid placed to one side, and before you stick your hands in, carefully examine the inside of the box for spiders and snakes, as both like to make their homes here. After inspecting the inside of the box, locate the dial. Newer dials will have a small flap. Lift up the flap in order to see the face. If the meter face is dirty, clean any dirt and debris off so that you can see the numbers as well as the leak indicator, which will either be a small black triangle or a small red circle with a black notch. Now you are ready to get a reading off the meter as well as check for possible leaks. It is important to note that the City of Rowlett bills water per each 1,000 gallons and reads the meter each month down to the 100-gallon marker. In order to read your meter as the city does, start with the second number from the left and read the next 4 spaces to the right. By taking this read, you can compare it to the reading on the last bill to make sure the reading is in line and correct. You can also use the meter as an aid to check for leaks. While the meter is not able to tell you where a leak is at, it can be a valuable tool in determining if a leak does exist. First, you will need to make sure that no one will be using any water for several minutes and that all the water in the house is off, such as kitchen sinks, dishwashers, ice makers, outside faucets, and washing machines. Once you are certain that no water is being used and you have located the leak indicator, in this case a small red circle with a black notch, you will want to note its current location and then watch it for 3 to 5 minutes. This is because some leaks, such as those caused by a toilet leaking by, are intermittent and not steady and can be harder to detect. If the leak indicator is spinning, then there is a leak, as even the smallest amount of water passing through the meter will cause the dial to turn. Count how many times it goes around in 1 minute. Each full rotation of the leak indicator is 1/10 of a gallon, and the homeowner is responsible for all leaks starting at the PVC fitting where the meter and the yard line are joined. Most leaks at the meter occur at the PVC fitting or just after on the customer's line. If your meter indicates a leak, it is a good idea to walk your yard looking for patches of tall green grass or moist, soft areas. You should also check under your sinks for any damp pipes and make sure your toilets are not continuously running. Also, make sure that no inside or outside faucets or drip hoses are running. If you have a leak, you should contact a local plumber. After you are done reading your meter or checking for a leak, be sure to carefully place the wire back in the box and replace the lid. Make sure the lid is flush with the top of the box and will not move when stepped on. Now that you have been given the skills to read your meter and check for leaks in and around your home, you should be able to better understand your normal usage and detect any leaks before they become major problems. Remember, every drop counts.
Oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Have a holly jolly.
Hi, I'm Sherry Pinnell.
I'm Laurie Chalmers.
Shantae Acapia.
Amanda Mullaney.
Happy holidays
from the Human Resources Department.
Happy holidays from the Rowlett Police Department.
Hello, my name is Sandra Potts. I am from the Rowlett Public Library. I want to wish you and your family happy holidays and have a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays from the Public Works Department.
Hi, I'm Eric Poe with Rowlett Fire Rescue, and I'd like to wish you and your family a very happy holiday.
Happy holidays from the Rowlett Police Department, Criminal Investigations Division.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas from Parks and Recreation.
Happy holidays!
Merry Christmas
Feliz Navidad
from the Development Services team.
Happy holidays from the Street Department.
Oh, by golly, have a holly jolly.
And welcome back.
You know, it is amazing, Mayor, that we've got some great construction going on, but you and I joke every month that it's less and less construction than it was this time 2 or 3 years ago when we could spend
we could have done a whole show. Welcome to Construction Corner, the entire hour. You know, but now it's great. We've got good projects going on though. They're not huge. You know, they're not hugely disruptive to traffic compared to like the Turnpike and Rowlett Road and those other ones.
And DART.
But you can really see some really good progress being made.
Hi, I'm Robin Weber, the Street Superintendent. The Public Works and Development Department sure has been busy this month. Let's take a look and see what's going on in our community. Kyle Road is a capital improvement project to improve drainage capacity, the drainage capacity of Long Branch Creek. The project contract is $658,000 and it includes the extension of the existing culvert under Kyle Road. The addition of the culvert and the widening of the roadway and the replacement of the aging water and sewer pipe lines were in conflict with the culverts and headwalls of the structure. The utility crew began work on this project August 14, 2012. The water line is 100% installed and the sanitary sewer line is 85% complete. Some of the culvert work has been completed but was halted due to the conflict with the utility lines. The current Kyle Road is closed through traffic between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. until the sanitary sewer replacement is complete. There will be upcoming traffic switches as the work on the culvert and the roadway resume. The overall project is 35% complete and the water lines are 60% complete.
Hi, I'm Edwidge. The Martin Drive project is a capital improvement project being built in preparation for the DART bus light rail users. The original contract amount for the project is $800,000. and is being mostly funded by a grant from the North Central Texas Council of Governments. The project will help initiate the planned growth of the industrial downtown section of Rowlett. With the opening of the DART light rail, Martin Drive will handle the anticipated influx of commuters from nearby communities as they enter Rowlett's epicenter. The project is nearing completion, and within the next few weeks, the finishing touches will be completed and the roadway will be completely open to traffic. The installation of street lighting will be completed by Encore and will match the existing lights on Martin north of Industrial.
The Penridge and Cheesa Erosion Control Drainage Project is a capital improvement project to stabilize the erosion which has occurred at the culvert under Cheesa Road near the intersection of Penridge Circle. The original contract amount is $499,600. The project involves constructing gabion walls, rock baskets at the upstream end of the culvert to rehabilitate the culvert and the wing walls. The stabilization will ensure the long-term integrity of Cheesa Road at this location. As Part of this project, a sidewalk is included on the east side of Cheeser Road from Woodside to Schrady. In addition, drainage improvements will be made at the north corner of Schrady and Teresa to accommodate the sidewalk at that location. The schedule to complete is early January 2013. During the project, there will be traffic control in place along the east side of the roadway and periodically brief closures on Cheesa to one lane during off-peak times.
The Merritt Road Interconnector Project is a CIP being built as an interconnector for the PGBT. It will be the northern gateway into the city and serve the future development of the city's North Shore District. The original contract amount for the project is $12.7 million, with 80% of the roadway funding being provided from the Regional Tollway Revenue Fund. The completed roadway will be configured as 4-lane divided pavement with the median landscaping functioning as an environmentally friendly stormwater conveyance known as bioswale. Bioswales are not only environmentally friendly, but they are cost-effective and part of our sustainability efforts. The construction of a 36-inch transmission water line at Merritt Road and Castle and a 16-inch distribution water line along Merritt Road north of Hickox are also associated with this project. These water lines will replace the aging system in this quadrant of the city and provide more than adequate service for the anticipated growth. Also, as part of the project, city sanitary sewer lines are being relocated and extended north from PGBT to Castle Road. Storm drain facilities and water lines are 60% complete. The overall project is nearing the halfway point and remains ahead of schedule.
Okay, the 2009 alley reconstruction project is a $2.4 million capital improvement project to replace the pavement in 22 alleys, as well as make improvements to storm drain. The project began in July 2011 and was originally scheduled for completion September 2012. 21 of the 22 alleys are complete as of August 2012. The final alley between Bouvier and Dalrock had a failing storm sewer line that would be under the new pavement, so we had to replace the storm drain line before the alley was reconstructed. Once the paving contractor removed the existing pavement, the city utility crews began replacing the sanitary sewer. This was an opportunity to construct and improve economically while using this project as a training program for the staff, stretching the dollar available when teaching crews the construction methods and standards. The project went very well, and the lines are new lines and are now in service. The paving contractor has resumed the replacement of the paving and will have the alley fully function in a couple of weeks.
Several months ago, the manhole at the northeast corner of Cheeser Road and Schrady Road was discovered by utility crews to have a large hole in the side. Upon excavation to determine the extent of damage, the top of the manhole fell off due to excessive corrosion from corrosive gases generated in the sewer system. The extent of the failure led to an internal inspection of the existing 30-inch sanitary sewer outfall line from this manhole. The condition of approximately 900 feet of this pipeline was either partially collapsed or severely deteriorated. The failed pipeline had to be replaced and a new manhole was constructed to replacing the failed manhole. This manhole and pipeline convey approximately 30% of the city's sewage, and the replacement had to be phased to prevent expensive bypass pumping. Final connections to the new manhole are currently underway and scheduled for completion this month. The materials used for the manhole construction and pipeline replacement are highly resistant to the corrosive chemicals in sewage and will provide long-term service with minimal maintenance.
As well as you can see, we continue to be busy in the Public Works and Development Department. For information on this project, call our offices at 972-412-6100, and we will see you next month in the Construction Corner. Until then, have a safe and happy holiday season.
Well, let's talk about something fun.
Okay.
Katy Road Railroad Park.
Yes, we opened that, and what a fun evening when that happened.
Well, Katy Railroad Park, you know, it has been something that's been this vision or has been on the drawing board for a long, long time. Some neighbors say 30 years. Some say 20. Seems like forever. Depends who you talk to. But at the end of the day,
long time.
This is a great project. This really is, I believe it's our second largest park in the community. And it was just a terrific event. You know, we had our grand opening on May 1st, or the project began May 1st, excuse me, and we just had our grand opening the end of October. And what a terrific event. We had a great turnout from the neighbors. People were so thankful it's done. And I will tell you, the designers did an outstanding job based on the budget they had to work with. It's amazing because going out there, having been out there before and looked at the condition with the drainage culverts and or the retention ponds that were there, and to be able to see it now, they moved a little bit of dirt around, and you have these great berms. And the berms create it's just high enough where you can't see from one side to the other. And they put this beautiful walking trail all the way through. They have this wonderful pavilion that's there, great children's play area. What a nice community park.
I've been out there a number of times since the park opened, and I never go out there that there aren't kids playing, grandmothers out with their children. It's a really neat thing.
Every park we do like that. Everyone, and this really to me, to a certain extent, even though it's our second largest park, is really a neighborhood park. But when you look at what a park brings to the community, it brings people out of their homes. And we talk about creating that sense of community. Parks really help, or one of the key elements in creating that sense of community, because it gives you an opportunity where people get to meet each other.
You bet they do. We have one final project let's talk about, and this is our Penn Ridge and Cheesa erosion control and drainage project. We are focused quite a bit on drainage. People say, really? There's not that much water. Well, that's true. There isn't until it rains, and around here we don't get 1 inch rains, we get 6 inch rains. So as a result of that, we periodically have to go in and stabilize some of our drainage improvements, and we've seen some erosion at this area, and so as a result of that, we're going in and doing about $500,000 worth of improvements, and it'll do two things. One, it'll protect the drainage, and then it'll also protect Cheesa Road, which is important from a long-term maintenance standpoint. So, as I said when we started, we've got quite a bit of construction going on, but not near what we had.
That's right.
Isn't that good that we're finally settling
down?
Good
projects.
They
aren't these major projects that affect every person driving in Rowlett.
For years. We had some of those that took years.
Well, I think we have that under control
I
now,
think so.
Well, let's talk about Parks and Recreation. We've got an upcoming event schedule, which is pretty, they've got a lot going on in Parks and Rec. Saturday, December 1st will be a big day for Parks and Rec and the city of Rowlett. Spring registration will begin on that day, and the new Lakeside Leisure will be available at the community center.
And that's important to talk about, Mayor, because after December comes January, and January 1st is always the time that we make all these resolutions. We have lofty goals and big ambitions coming into the first of the year. So I encourage everybody to get their Lakeside Leisure and begin to look at the classes and the opportunities for fitness that we will be featuring in the winter. And that's always important because with the short days, it's hard to get out, it's hard to be active except on the weekends. So pick up a copy and see what's going on at the community center.
And there's a lot. I'm really amazed when you flip through it. If you haven't read Lakeside Leisure, it is really worth stopping by and picking up a copy, because we have a lot of activities, not just for children, but even for adults and seniors. There's just a lot going on at the community center.
The holiday season is right around the corner, and the Parks and Recreation Department is sponsoring many activities. Did you know Rowlett has a new park? Visit the new Katy Park at 2600 Lawing Lane. While you're there, play on the new basketball court or on the playground. Take a walk on the mile-long trail or just relax in the new pavilion. Rowlett senior citizens have 3 special events to attend in December. December the 12th, the seniors will meet at the DART train station at 10:30 a.m. for a free ride on the DART train. Patrons will take a ride to the Plaza of the Americas, enjoy a lunch in one of the many restaurants, and return to the Rowlett station. The trip is free for Rowlett seniors. Then, December 13th is the Senior Holiday Luncheon. The Rowlett High School Choir will entertain the seniors while they enjoy a holiday feast. Lunch will be served at 11:30 a.m. and the fee for the lunch is $5. Seniors, you want to celebrate the New Year's without all of the nighttime hassles? Sign up for the Rowlett New Year's Noon Toast. There will be entertainment, dancing, and snacks. The fun starts at 11 a.m. with a toast at noon. The cost is $5. Seniors must pre-register for all of these events. Happy holidays from all of us at the Parks and Recreation Department.
Well, there's always a lot going on at the Rowlett Public Library.
Yes, there is. And, you know, we can't talk about the community center and not talk about the library.
Let's talk about library cards. How about that? Do you have one?
I do
got
have
my
a library
card.
And that's important. Why is that important?
Well, there's a lot. You know, it's amazing. Having done a tour at the library, I didn't realize, but we have videos at the library.
Yes.
You can go out and check out videos, like
yes.
great movies and stuff. So if it's a cold day and you want to do something with the kids inside, go to the library and pick up a movie. It's not just about books. Plus, they have e-books as well.
They do have e-books, and we have a computer lab, and there's classes being taught. And really, I think the library does a great job of trying to meet the needs of all ages.
And yes, they do. Well, we've got a list of upcoming events. Let's take it over to Mary Lynn Saxton, and she'll give us a list of those events.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn Saxton, librarian at the Rowlett Public Library, located at 3900 Main Street. Visit the library for education and entertainment. December is an exciting month for families. Inside the library on Saturday, December 1st from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, enjoy making crafts during Holiday Fest and listening to the beautiful voices of the Rowlett Community Chorale. Afterwards, witness Dart Rail Line's opening day and the tree lighting ceremony in the library lawn at 6:30 p.m. Saturday, December 8th is the annual Come and Go Gingerbread House Decorating event from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The houses and frosting will be provided, but please bring a bag of small candies to share to make each house unique. Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there to make it a really special day, so don't forget your camera. Saturday, December 15th at 2 o'clock p.m. is Music with Miss Heather. She puts on an interactive, fun-filled foot-stomping event for the family to enjoy, with songs and puppets and great guitar music. Saturday, December 22nd at 10:30 a.m., come to the library for popcorn and the classic movie A Christmas Story, featuring the brothers Ralphie and Randy. There are great programs for children in December. Returning on the third Tuesday of each month is Bilingual Story Time. Come on Tuesday, December 18th at 10:30 a.m. for books and songs in Spanish, puppets, crafts, and much more. And join us for Baby Story Time every Monday except December 24th and December 31st, with 2 sessions, 10:30 a.m. for walking babies under 18 months of age and 11:30 a.m. for lap-sit babies. These are interactive and include nursery rhymes, board songs, bubbles, and peekaboo parachute play. Toddler Story Time is every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. except December 26th and January 2nd. This story time for children's ages 18 months to 3 years of age includes books, stories, songs, action rhymes, finger plays, crafts, puppets, a giant parachute with bubbles, and surprise guests. There will be a special story time presented by DART on Wednesday, December 12th. Preschool story time is every Friday except December 21st and December 28th for children 3 years of age and older. This story time includes books, songs, flannel stories, puppets, rhymes, marching to music, finger plays, and a giant parachute with bubbles. When you're out and about, don't miss our story time at McDonald's on Highway 66 and Rowlett Road, presented on the second Tuesday of each month, and at Lakeview Parkway between Cheesy and Dow Rock, presented on the fourth Tuesday of the month, except Christmas Day. Teen programs in December include a Hobbit movie celebration, Saturday, December 15th at 2 p.m. Get on those hairy Hobbit feet for a celebration of the movie by Peter Jackson based on the beloved book by J.R.R. Tolkien. Trivia, games, and prizes for ages 10 to 18 in the library conference room. Also a library camp for book trailers, Thursday, December 27th from 2 o'clock to 4 p.m. Tweens and teens can learn how to make book trailers using PowerPoint or Movie Maker on the computers. Book trailers are commercials for books. There will be a book trailer contest for the Benjamin Franklin birthday in January 2013 at the library. Tweens and teens ages 10 to 18 will learn basic computer skills, specific software skills, commercial advertising skills, artistic layout, and video skills, as well as planning, creating, and finishing a project. Our adult library programs in December include ESL classes held in the library meeting room at 1 and 6 p.m. every Monday and at 1 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday. Sign up for classes at the reference desk. There are Saturday ESL classes at 10 o'clock in the library conference room. There are no ESL classes on Monday, December 24th through Saturday, December 29th. GED classes at the library are Monday and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. and at 10:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sign up for the classes at the reference desk. There are no GED classes Monday through Thursday, December 24th through the 27th, or on Monday, December 31st. December 6, 2012, at 6:30 p.m. in the Rowlett Public Library, there will be a course on eBay. This program will cover the basics of buying and selling on eBay. It will also cover using PayPal, the most common form of payment on eBay. Check the library website for more information or call us at the library. Tuesday, December 18th, the meeting group meets in the library conference room at 7 p.m. Beginners and experts are welcome. The Rowlett Public Library offers computer classes for seniors and adults. Check the library's calendar for announcements of upcoming classes in January, February, March, April, and May. No Page Unturned Readers Club will resume January 17th at 7 p.m. in the library conference room. Bring your own latte and we'll supply the cookies. There's something for everyone at your Rowlett Public Library. Happy holidays!
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and ho, ho, ho from the po-po-po.
Make every drop count. Utility billing and meter services. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays from Public Works.
Merry Christmas from the accounting department.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays from the Public Works Department. To rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swing.
You know, Mayor, one of the things that, the community is very aware of it, is we had to raise water rates in October. And we've talked about on this very program and every program we've had for the last several months about the importance of the $2 million that we generated with maintenance. One of the things that we have added to our monthly program is a high level of accountability for a segment that's called
Where Your Money Goes.
That's it. That's it.
We need that deep voice, you know.
That you're doing a great job.
I'm not going to quit my day job, though.
That and the singing of the,
yeah, I hear you.
Here we are working on the railroad. But the important thing is we want to, on a monthly basis, help you appreciate that the council and staff did not take the decision to raise rates lightly, and it really is something that we genuinely need, and the mayor and I talk about often the required maintenance on a system our size. And so this segment really is to give folks an idea of what we're doing with their money.
And one of the things I want to add to that before we go to that is, you know, we put a lot of effort. You talked about the amount of time that council spends, an enormous amount of time. I think we've had more meetings, I don't even know how many meetings this year, but tremendous amount of meetings this past year with council, and everyone is willing to step up and do whatever they have to do, and we really debate the issues. This is not a rubber stamp council.
Nope.
Just says yes. There are a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of discussion, but what I love about it is there's a lot of respect for one another and a willingness to listen to the different points of views. And so the decisions are not made lightly. I want to say that.
No. Well, stay tuned and see what we've done this month with your money.
Hi, I'm Jake Gilliland. I'm the utility business analyst for the city of Rowlett, and I'm going to speak with you about the latest utility communication. Here's where your money goes. Since the increase in the utility rate was effective in October of 2012, you might be asking yourself, what are we doing with your money? Well, as an ongoing effort to be transparent and to keep you informed, we will be providing an update on our progress as we initiate and construct improvements, repairs, and maintain our utility system. We are currently in the process of implementing several initiatives that we would like to let you know about, so when you see activities in your neighborhood, you'll know exactly what's going on. Line replacement. Staff has worked on identifying water and sewer lines in disrepair through the use of both internal and contract services. Current infrastructure inventory has identified significant amounts of substandard and aging materials which are failing, have failed, and cannot be consistently depended upon to provide reliable and sustainable services to our customers. An implementation is being developed for a comprehensive replacement plan where we will address the identified priorities. Lift stations and pump rehabilitation. There are 26 lift stations which will require recurring costs to replace plumbing and rails, in addition to lining and sealing the structures as needed. These stations are required to pump sewage to the Garland treatment plant uphill and against the natural terrain. We currently have 4 lift stations that are dry well configuration. The conversion of an existing dry well lift station to a wet well with submersible pumps is a sustainability issue, a safety issue, and a maintenance issue. The current configuration requires confined space entry for repairs which are difficult, costly, and more dangerous to workers. This will require retrofitting of pumps and hoist equipment. Additionally, we have many pumps for water and sewer throughout the system. Pump maintenance includes oiling and lubrication of all components, cleaning volutes and impellers, replacing components as needed, ensuring proper function as needed. Pumps have been prioritized by age, condition, application, and volume to determine priority and exposure, and we have planned to replace several pumps each year. Manhole rehabilitation. A program of rehabilitation has been previously established in the prior fiscal year. Current city specifications require that any new development provide for an epoxy-lined coating in each manhole. This program will eventually reduce the costs, eliminating treatment expenses for infiltration and inflows from other sources, and by extending the life cycle of this part of the system. Towers and tanks. Periodic inspections are required by the state on all water towers and related components. Planning for painting, cleaning, sealing, and related maintenance should be scheduled to provide a long-term plan. We recently refurbished the tanks located on Merritt Road as part of our ongoing program. Backup power. Backup power should be provided at all crucial lift stations and facilities to ensure continuity of services during outages or failures. While this cost to outfit all facilities is rather expensive, a phased approach to the key facilities should be executed by prioritizing impacts when the failures would be most critical. Additionally, we will be acquiring portable generators that can be used at any location as needed. This will give us the ability to better protect system interests. Hydrants should be inspected and examined twice annually. This maintenance includes grease and lubrication of the components, exercising the operating components, checking for leaks and repairs or be replaced as needed. Currently, the fire rescue staff pressure tests and reports findings to utilities, but this is only a preliminary or basic inspection. This does not replace the need to do the other recommended maintenance processes. All of this is important to ensure fire protection is there when you need it in the event of a fire. The current inventory includes approximately 1,900 hydrants. In the next several months, you will see efforts on manhole rehabilitation, backup power at lift stations, and line replacement projects. The manhole project will be first, as this was approved by the City Council on November 20th and will begin immediately. We will continue to provide updates on all of these initiatives and keep you in the loop. So as you can now see, the utility system has a lot of moving parts, all of which require our constant maintenance and attention to ensure reliable services to each and every customer. We're balancing priorities to make sure that we meet our mission, simply stated, to provide quality services with the least disruption to our community. Thank you from your friendly neighborhood Public Works Department. See you next month.
Well, we've got more from the library, of course. We've got a technology tip this time.
That's a new segment we've added this month, and what Phil Barrett is doing is educating some of us that are technologically challenged with tips every month that we need to know and may not even know we need to know. But this month, Phil is going to be talking about how to shop online at secure sites. It's a no-brainer from some folks, and if you're not scared of the internet, that's the way you order things. I happen to like the convenience of ordering online and the UPS man showing it up with it on my porch, but some folks aren't comfortable with that.
But it's scary. You know, the first time you shop online, it says, hey, enter your credit card information, and you're thinking, okay, do I do this or not? And you're hoping that the company you're dealing with is reputable enough. And once you get the hang of it and you're online, you're doing a lot of shopping. I myself have done a lot of shopping as well because I love shopping online, but it's just that fear getting over that the first couple of times. And so, you know, have you ever bought something on QVC? Have you ever bought something on one of the other shopping channels?
Right.
And then you go online to check your order or place an order for something else? That's what this is really all about.
And Phil shares tips on what to look for to make sure that you're shopping securely.
Hi, I'm Phil Barrett, the Technical Services Supervisor at the Rowlett Public Library. People shop a lot around the holidays, and a lot of that shopping is done online. The amount of online banking has increased a lot as well. While this can make life more convenient, it can unfortunately also put your personal and financial information at risk. So internet security is more important than ever. Having your banking or credit card information stolen can cause you a lot of trouble, not to mention what can happen if someone gets a hold of enough personal information to steal your identity. One easy thing you can do to guard yourself is pay attention to the websites you're using. Any website that has to do with your money or personal information should be using HTTPS. If you use the internet often, HTTP will probably look familiar to you. It stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol and sits at the beginning of most web addresses. HTTP has to do with how data is transferred online, and HTTPS essentially adds an extra layer of encryption to your online interactions, keeping your information a little bit safer. Major stores, such as Amazon.com and eBay, should automatically switch to HTTPS when you log into your account. Smaller internet shops may not. This isn't to say that you shouldn't shop at those smaller stores. You'll just want to make sure that they have the proper security in place before you do business with them. Major banks, such as Bank of America or Chase, should also definitely have HTTPS in place on their websites. You also want to make sure that your email uses HTTPS, as well as sites like Facebook or LinkedIn. We send a lot of personal information through email and social media, and that information should be as protected as possible. So how do you check if HTTPS is enabled? It can be a little different depending on which internet browser you're using. The first way to check is the same for Internet Explorer, Firefox, and Chrome. Look at the address bar, located at the top of the screen. At the beginning, if it says HTTPS, then you're good to go. The second thing you can look for is a picture of a lock. On Chrome and Firefox, this lock will be on the left side of the address bar. On Internet Explorer, it's on the right side of the address bar. If that icon shows a closed lock, you should be good. If the lock is open or unlocked, then you're not using a secure connection. Checking for HTTPS is an easy way to add a bit of security, but it isn't a guarantee your data is protected. You should also use good passwords and change them periodically. Don't use the same password for every website. You also need to make sure you have some kind of internet security program installed on your computer, and make sure your internet browser is up to date. By relying on several things, you stand a better chance of keeping your information secure. For more information on this and other technical topics, please call or stop by the Rowlett Public Library. Thank you.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Merry Christmas from the Community Service Division.
Merry Christmas from the Rowlett Utilities Department.
Hey, the staff of the Rowlett Public Library has lots of things to make your holidays merry and bright. Happy holidays!
This is Brian Funderburk. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the city.
I'm Allison Wilson, the purchasing agent for the city.
We want to wish you guys happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Yay!
Money is tight for everyone around the holidays. This includes thieves too. So it is no surprise that property crimes increase before and on the holidays. Here are a few tips that can help you prevent being a victim of a car burglary. Lock your car doors. We have thieves that are too lazy to even break a car window. All they do all night is rattle door handles until they find one unlocked. Never leave your keys in the car, even if it's for less than a minute. This includes hiding a second set of keys inside your car. Thieves always find these things. Do not leave your garage door opener in view if you do not park in your garage. Do not leave valuables in your car overnight, especially in plain view. Thieves are looking for anything they can pawn for some quick cash. Items like cell phones, laptops, iPads, iPods, GPSs, wallets, purses, checkbooks, cameras, and any personal identification can generate some quick cash for a crook. Park in your garage if possible. If you cannot park in a garage, choose a lighted spot visible to passersby. Consider installing a motion sensor light if you have to park in your driveway. When doing your holiday shopping, realize thieves are cruising the parking lots of the shopping centers. Lock your items in the trunk. Bring a blanket to cover any valuables. If you discover you have become a victim of a vehicle burglary, contact the police department. Look for the serial numbers to the items that were stolen. Also, think ahead. Keep the receipts to your electronic devices. This greatly helps our chances of recovering your property and finding the person responsible. So in review, hide your things, lock your car, and take your keys. It's as simple as that.
You know, we started the program by talking about December being here already, and it's hard to believe, but we need to talk about winter fire safety.
You know, that is so important. A lot of people don't think about stuff like this. You bring the decorations down once a year, you put everything up, you're putting lots of lights out, and I don't think there's nearly as much thought about safety with a lot of this stuff because you figure it will only be there for a couple of weeks.
That's right.
And in a lot of cases, safety on that is probably more important than your traditional stuff at home just because of the seasonal use of these items and where they're stored and just, you know, the precautions that need to be taken.
Well, there's a couple of things. One, particularly if you have a live tree, really you need to keep it watered. Don't go off and leave the lights on the tree.
No, and that
burning.
scares me. You know, I bought live trees here before. Now, coming from Philadelphia, of course, it was cold. So you could put the trees out and literally after Christmas, they're still fine in the house. But here, I remember there were some years we had the live tree. You touch the tree and here's shh, the sound of the needles falling off and thinking, what happens if the lights are on and we accidentally leave them on? That would start a fire. And if you've ever seen a tree go up,
it's quick.
I mean, just like that.
It's quick. Another thing is that, you know, we like to burn candles, particularly at the holidays. I am notorious. I have them all over my house. But it's really important that you manage those as well. And be careful where you sit them. I have a very young nephew. He's 4. And we were burning a candle. And it dawned on me I had not put it in a place that would keep him from either dumping it on him or just knocking it off the counter as he went by with his trucks. And so you really have to pay attention to those kinds of things because you just don't stop and think. You just set it out there and light it. And the next thing you know, your house could be on fire. So please tune in not only to your Christmas tree, but your candles. If you have a chimney that you burn firewood periodically, you do need to have that cleaned out as well. So with that said, let's take a minute and hear from Fire Marshal Brian Beckner on some additional winter fire safety tips from the Rowlett Fire Department.
Hello, I'm Brian Beckner, Fire Marshal for the City of Rowlett. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to discuss some winter fire safety tips. Decorating homes and business is a long-standing tradition around the holiday season. Unfortunately, some of these decorations may increase your chances of having a fire. Based on data from the National Fire Protection Association and the United States Fire Administration, an estimated 240 home fires involving Christmas trees and another 150 homes involving holiday lights and other decorative lightings occur each year. Together, these fires resulted in 21 deaths and $25.2 million in direct property damage. To help ensure that you have a fire-safe holiday season, follow a few simple fire safety tips can keep electrical lights, candles, and that ever-popular Christmas tree from creating a tragedy. What a traditional Christmas morning scene without a beautiful decorated tree. If your household includes a natural tree in its festivities, take heart to the salesperson's suggestion. Keep the tree watered. Christmas trees account for hundreds of fires annually. Typically, shorts in electrical lights or open flames from candles, lighters, or matches start tree fires. Well-watered trees are not a problem. A dry and neglected tree can be a fire safety hazard for you and your family. When selecting a fresh tree, make sure that the needles are green and hard to pull back from the branches, and the needles should not break if the tree has been freshly cut. The trunk should be sticky to the touch. Old trees can be identified by bouncing the tree trunk on the ground. If a whole lot of needles fall off, the tree has been cut too long and has probably dried out and could be a possible fire hazard for you. Do not place your tree close to the heat source, including a fireplace or vent. The heat will dry out the tree, causing it to be more easily ignitable by heat, flame, or sparks. Be careful not to drop or flick cigarette ashes near a tree. Keep the tree stand filled with water at all times. When disposing of your tree, never put tree branches or needles in a fireplace or a wood-burning stove. When the tree becomes dry, discard it promptly. The best way to dispose of your tree is by taking it to a local recycling center or having it hauled away by our community trash service, which is performed by Waste Management Service. You can place your tree at the point of collection for pickup on the next preceding trash day. Before putting your holiday lights up, you should inspect the lights each year for frayed wires, bare spots, gaps in the insulation, broken or cracked sockets, and excessive kink or wear. Use only lights listed by an approved testing laboratory. Do not link more than 3 light strands together, unless the directions indicate that it's safe. Connect strings of light to an extension cord before plugging the cord into an outlet. Make sure to check the wires frequently to make sure that they are not warm to the touch. Do not leave holiday lights on unattended. When using holiday decorations, make sure that all decorations are non-flammable or flame retardant and placed away from a heat source. If you're using a metallic or an artificial tree, make sure it is flame retardant. Please ensure that trees and other holiday decorations do not block the exit way. In the event of a fire, time is of its essence. A blocked entry or exit way puts you and your family at risk. Each fall, homeowners shift into home improvement mode. They clean their gutters and garages, preparing their homes for winter, but they usually don't inspect, repair, or clean their chimneys, despite the potential damage to their property or even their lives. True or false? Chimney fires don't hurt my chimney. It just saves me having to have it swept this year. False. Chimney fires can burn up to 2,000 degrees, which is much hotter than chimneys are built to handle. The rapid rise in temperature can crack your liners and damage the outer masonry. Your first chimney fire might not do any noticeable damage, while your second might burn your house to the ground. When wood is burned, a byproduct of combustion condenses inside the flue, leaving a flammable deposit, and this is called creosote. When creosote ignites, this is a chimney fire. Creosote is highly combustible, so it doesn't have to be a large buildup of creosote to cause a fire. 1/8 of an inch is all it takes. Here are ways to prevent a chimney fire. Burn dry, seasoned wood. Never burn trash or cardboard boxes, including your holiday wrapping paper or your holiday tree. Build smaller, hotter fires that burn more completely and produce less smoke. Have your chimney swept and inspected yearly by a professional chimney sweep. If you do have a chimney fire, remember the following. Get everyone out of the house and go to your designated meeting spot. Call 911. Remember not to go back inside the house for any reason. In 2010, the United States Fire Department responded to an estimated 9,000 home structure fires that were started by candles. These fires caused 90 deaths, 820 injuries, and $370 million in direct property damage. Candle fires caused 3% of reported home fires, 4% of home fire deaths, 6% of home fire injuries, and 5% of the direct property damage from home fires in 2010. Here are a few safety tips. Always keep a burning candle within sight. Extinguish all candles when leaving a room or before going to sleep. Never burn a candle on or near anything that can catch fire. Keep burning candles away from furniture, drapes, bedding, carpet, books, paper, flammable decorations, etc. Keep candles out of reach of children and pets. Do not place lighted candles where they can be knocked over by children, pets, or anyone else. Read and carefully follow all manufacturer instructions. Make sure candles are on stable holders. Keep candles at least 12 inches away from anything that can burn. If you have any additional questions, please either call me at 972-463-3940 or send me an email at bbeckner@rowlett.com. Until next time, I'm your Fire Marshal, Brian Beckner. Hope you have a safe and happy holiday season.
Well, we have a lot going on again in Rowlett, a lot of upcoming events as well.
You know, even though we play a lot, there is still business at hand, and so every week there's either council or a planning and zoning meeting.
More meetings. As I mentioned before, we meet a lot.
We do meet a lot.
We've got council and P&Z meetings in December. We've got 2 meetings in December for the council, the 4th and the 18th.
That's right.
And just on a side note to that, we will not have our first meeting in January because it falls on New Year's Day.
That's true.
So the 4th and the 18th, and then we got P&Z or planning and zoning meetings in December, and that will be December 11th only. And all meetings are broadcast live on RTN 16 and through our streaming video on Rowlett.com. You can also watch previous meetings there as well anytime you want.
That's true. The City of Rowlett offices will be closed for the holidays. We're going to be closed on December 24th and December 25th, and again on January 1st, which is, as the mayor said, why the first meeting in January will be canceled for City Council. So there will just be the one meeting in January.
That's great.
You know, the Rowlett Public Library invites the children of Rowlett to design their own original bookmark celebrating Black History Month, which is going to be in February. I know we're starting a little early talking about this in December, but we want you to put your thinking caps on, because in the month of January, we're actually going to be running the designed competition, because the winners will be selected at the end of January and their bookmarks are going to be printed and handed out the month of February.
That's exciting.
It is. And so we want folks to feature a person, an invention, or an event with historical significance that will pay tribute to the Black History Month. So stay tuned for more details, but we did want to promote that in the month of December, because early in January, get your bookmark, and hopefully you'll win the contest.
What a cool contest.
Isn't that cool? We'll feature them here on the program as well.
Well, in closing, you know, it's hard to be another end of the show.
I know.
Well, we've got a lot going on, but thanks to all who tuned in to today's program to stay in touch with your government.
Yep.
We'd love to hear from you. Please email or call us with your suggestions or concerns. Let us know what you're thinking and what you think of the show's new look.
Yes.
It's pretty exciting. You know, we've got a new green screen in the back. Drew and his staff has done a terrific job. And with that, we want to thank our communications staff, Drew Rist and Denise Perrin, who assisted in today's broadcast. And we look forward to seeing you again next month and next year. And we hope that you have a wonderful holiday season with family and friends. So until next time, thanks for joining us for another edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move.